Hey dude, this is Jaden Storm coming at you in Team Shadow Strike, and this is going to be another Aqua Force deck profile for you guys. I had another version that I wanted to try out and slap together. There is one card I'm missing for it, but honestly, it would work just fine with this. So that's why I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys, and I'll tell you the one change that it would be. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go through this pretty quickly, and I'll explain my choices. So here we go. So for the starting Vanguard, I am still playing Andre because he is still your best option in my opinion. You can play the Grade 3 Searcher, Eric, if you want. You can play Bubble Kid or any of them, but Andre, to me, just makes the most sense. For triggers, we play the 4 Maelstrom trigger. Again, guys, I'll say it one more time. I don't like it. I don't like cards like this, but may as well take use of it, I guess. But I would prefer this not be a card. Then our 4 Supersonic Sailor that lets us shove him in the soul and unflip 1 damage in case we need to do that. Then we play our 4 copies of Malika. This is our Margle draw trigger, and we play 4 heal triggers. So I'm still playing the same trigger lineup I've played in all the versions of the Aqua Force Stride deck variant that I've showed you guys, just because I think that's best. You can play stands if you want. Next, we play 4 Play-Doh, the G-Perfect, so we can unflip damage, because Aqua Force does counterblast somewhat. This version doesn't counterblast as much as the Maelstrom variant does, but it's still good to have, in my opinion. Why not? And then we play 4 Kelpie Rider Nikki, because we do want to stride, and since we also play Savas in this variant, we can also use it to search out Savas if we want. So, you know, it's there. Next, we play 3 Stacia because I really like this card. I've said I like this card before just because you can use it to go after your opponent's rear guards whenever you're doing combo attacks, and that's always really good. And then I play 3 copies of Battle Siren Ortha because it also can get you a restand, and it also has resist, so your opponent can't, if you're playing against Kagero, Narukami, Gear Chronicle, they can't just say, whoop, go away, rewind to the deck, or burn it, or shock it, or whatever the hell. So it's, it can just be a constant booster, because we do need boosters, so it's there. Grade 2s, we play 4 copies of Magnum Assault again, because since this isn't a Maelstrom version, we can't really use Rascal Sweeper anymore, or at least not in this variant. I still have my Maelstrom deck, guys. I literally just, and they're in the same sleeve, so changing them back is really not that big of a deal, but I just wanted to try a new variant around for a while. But Magnum Assault, Generation Break 1, whenever he attacks and he is boosted, you may Counterblast 1, restand him, and he gains 2,000 power. Just remember to always Counterblast. He is technically another misprint. Then we play 3 copies of High Tide Sniper. G-Break 1, whenever this unit attacks on the 3rd attack or more, you may Soul Blast 1, and this unit gains 10,000 power. I just love this unit. Absolutely love this unit. He literally can just cause so much havoc for your opponent, and he's just so a nightmare to deal with. I just love this card. 2 Dennis, because I like riding him as a defensive option. You can, I'll explain, because he wouldn't be here if I had the one more card I needed for my Grade 3s. This card here should give away what one of the Grade 3s are, and that's 2 copies of Blue Storm Marine General Starless. This soon will change where one of these will become a 4th High Tide, and this will become another Starless, but I am missing one card. So, Starless's ability, in case you don't know, whenever you're in Legion, and he is the first battle of the turn, he gains plus 3,000 power, and then afterwards you can he can switch positions with a unit in the back row. Then for the Grade 3s, first we play 4 copies of One Who Surpasses the Storm, Savas. So I'm messing around with Savas again. I really do like Savas. He is so good. Generation Break 2, when he's the 4th attack of the turn, he gains plus 5k and a crit, and, wait, I don't think he gains plus 5k. No, it's when he's the 4th attack of the turn, he gains plus 1 critical and a Silent Tom effect. So, that's there, you know, even though usually that's not how you're going to finish the game. And then we play 2 copies of Blue Storm Wave Dragon Tetra Burst Dragon. I really like playing Stride Breaks with Legion. It's just very good in my opinion. And this works in this deck because we can get to 4th attack real easy. And I like this because because first off, he Legions with Starless. And his ability, while he's in Legion, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's the 4th battle of that turn or more, you may counterblast 1, and he gains plus 5k and a crit. And also, whenever he attacks the Vanguard, if there's another unit in the middle column, he gains plus 3k. So even if this is all you have, he's going to be swinging for 28 and a crit, and you're usually going to have a boost. So he's going to be swinging for in the 30s with a crit. And that just makes a lot of sense to me because I liked playing the 2 Glories and the 2 Karmas, but they just weren't sufficient backups, and if you start going through all your triggers in the early game, it just kind of hurts when you go into your Lambroses because you don't have triggers to help him out or make him even harder for your opponent to deal with. So if you say go through 1 or 2 strides and your opponent survived the first Lambros and you want to finish the game, you can go into Tetra Burst Legion, attack him with that turn, and if that doesn't kill him, you can go back into Lambros the next turn. But for the other grade 3s, at the moment I'm playing 2 copies of Glory Maelstrom. I'm still going to play the Glory Maelstrom because we do have that crit in here, and so it's an option that you should at least have in the deck, in my opinion. What I want for the deck is 1 more Tetra Burst, and I would cut 1 Savas. Because we still would have 3 Savas in the deck. That's still more than enough, and plus we can search it out. Because I'd want to go into Savas first anyway, but by putting a 3rd Tetra Burst in the deck, that it pretty much guarantees me the Savas as long as I draw this and one of my 4 Nickies. So once I get 1 more Tetra Burst, this will become a Tetra Burst. Then for the grade 2s, these Dennises, one of them will become a 4th High Tide, and one of them will become a 3rd Starless. So anyway, guys, that is the new version I was wanting to try out because it just made sense to me. And plus, hey, Tetra Burst needs some love, right? And you're still using Savas as the main unit. And I also like Savas. I don't think I said this when I was explaining him. Whenever you stride over him, whenever a unit attacks for the 4th battle of that turn or more, you can select 3 rear guards on your opponent's board and kill 1. So it gives you a little bit of spot on, and your opponent chooses one of them, right? Yes. Then for the stride deck, guys, unfortunately, Aquaforce doesn't really have a lot of options because I'm still playing the same thing I've been playing ever since I slapped this deck together. 2 Tidal Bore, 2 Blizza, 4 Lambros. And to be real honest, guys, that's all you need right there. All you really need is your first stride and then your Lambroses. I'm hoping with the Aquaforce Extra Booster that we're getting, the reason there is a new Tetra card coming out, so that's why I'm also testing this, because I think this might be a good call. Because, honestly, these 3 could all become something else. I don't need Blizza in this deck. Blizza's just a good option to have. Tidal Bore I like as a first stride just because your opponent is generally going to let him hit, so you're going to get to draw another card. And then Lambros is your finisher. I don't think that's ever going to change. Lambros is just too broke. I'm assuming you all know what Lambros does, but basically, whenever he attacks for the 4th battle of that turn or more, you may flip one of him face up, and stand 2 of your rear guards, and then if you have at least 2 or more cards in the G zone that are face up, the units that stood by his effect, gain 10,000 power. I want to show you a little combo right quick that I don't think that I showed you with my Aqua Force combo video that I did. So I'll show that to you guys real quick. Let's say my field looks something like this. I know I don't have a soul, but at this point you obviously would have some. But let's wait, crap, forgot my starter. I really like using my starter Andre the turn that I go into my very first Lambros, or even second. It doesn't really matter, because what I like is being able to shove him in the soul and target this. So, and I'll explain why. Just watch. Call another booster here. We can go first attack, stand, second attack, third attack, Soul Blast for 19. He'll stand up. He's now 11. And that is the third attack. But then we can go for a fourth attack, 9 out of rear guard. Now we attack with Lambros. Keep in mind, Lambros says fourth or more. It doesn't have to be exactly the fourth. It just says when this unit attack, it fits the fourth battle of that turn or more. And then, whenever we flip up our Lambros, instead of wasting it on a unit like this, we can do this. So technically, we have 3 more attacks. We have Stacia, we have this, and we have this. And both of these that stood gain 10,000 power. And I'm okay with that because we can juice him up with his effect. So then we can do our trigger check, and we can put power here to make him bigger, because she would be 16 then, 19 if she attacked a rear guard, and 16 if she swung at the vanguard. And if your opponent is not hitting triggers, 16 to 11 is still 10k drop, which, considering all these attacks that you're throwing at them, and it's the late game, eventually one of these is going to have to hit. So that's a little combo that I like to do to save my Andre for, but that is just me. So you can decide for yourself if you like that or not. It's just something that I discovered, or maybe not I specifically, but I found that I like, because it gives me another attack to play with, and sometimes literally that one attack is what you're missing. So do with that, what you will. So anyway, guys, that is my, I guess, Aqua Force Legion Stride deck, because like I said, once I get one more Tetra Burst, one Savas will drop for a third Tetra Burst, and the 2 Genesis in the deck will, one will become a High Tide, and one will become a third Starless. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you let me know what you thought about this deck profile. Do you like it better than the previous Savas build? Just let me know. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video, share your feedback with me in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.